The ideals upon which this college was founded have not drifted from its original aims, and yet our society still faces similar challenges in 2014 with regard to social injustice, poverty, and civil rights. That is why the education of the CPAC student is not taken lightly by any faculty member in this college. You, future leaders who are graduating today, have great tasks to face in the future. Looking back on the college's history is important. What did the college accomplish 41 years ago? Who were the student leaders and how did they change society? And how did they show their leadership skills in such a turbulent era? You are very special. The dedication to complete your education in this college prepares you to be a leader in our society. The passion you have for public service will propel you to be a change agent, and the power of your convictions to do what is right will be a great responsibility. Effective leaders are also able to have conversations that deal with tension and conflict. Integrity, humility, and effective leadership are only possible if you acknowledge what is important to you, what is at stake, and what you hope to accomplish. Shirley Chisholm was the first Black woman to serve in the United States Congress from 1969 to 1983. Congresswoman Chisholm said, "I want history to remember me, not just as the first Black woman to be elected to Congress, not as the first Black woman to have made a bid for the presidency of the United States, but as a Black woman who lived in the 20th century and dared to be herself." So we ask you, CPAC graduates, to follow in the path of Congresswoman Chisholm and to accept the challenges that will come your way and dare to be yourself. Please accept the gratitude of CPAC's faculty, staff, and administrators for choosing to be a CPAC student. And now we greet you as alumni. We are very proud of you today in all ways. Carry forth the traditions of those who came before you in CPACs. Respond to society's diverse needs and be a leader in your chosen profession. Congratulations and thank you.
We have selected 2 graduating students to speak to you today on behalf of all of our graduates. First, I am pleased to present Madison Guthrie, Bachelor of Criminology and Criminal Justice.
Good afternoon and welcome. I want to take a moment to thank all our friends and families for being here today and for all your unconditional support through this crazy stage in our lives. I would also like to thank our faculty and staff for being great role models and for pushing us to the excellence that I strive for at UNO. But most importantly, I want to thank you, my fellow graduates of UNO's College of Public Affairs and Community Service 2014 graduating class. This ceremony is a celebration of the hard work and determination that has paved our way to success. So let's take a brief look back at the past 4 years and see how far we've come. Freshman year, we were finally free. We could take a nap in the middle of the day if we wanted. We were young and thought we had all the answers. Then reality hit. We bombed our first test, had to pull all-nighters for our dreadful midterms, sit in the library until they kicked us out during finals week, and saw how quickly we burned through our summer job cash flow. But what did all this lead to? The realization that we needed to work as much as possible to fund living on our own. Personally, Mom and Dad's wasn't looking so bad after all. But we made it all work and we were having fun, so we continued. Sophomore and junior year rolled around. We finally had our feet on the ground. We were getting involved. We hopefully knew what we wanted to be when we grew up, so classes started to be a little more enjoyable. Who thought that could happen, right? We knew what to expect and what our professors expected of us. We had made new friends from class, and we started planning our class schedules around our roommates so that we could help each other out. We got to take field trips. How cool! Whether to the local criminal justice facility, multiple service learning projects all over the city, or to London, China, and Nicaragua, UNO gave us those experiences we will never forget. I can personally say I will never forget seeing the Queen of England in the opening of Parliament parade. This goes to show the amazing opportunities that come and the thought of maybe getting a master's. Who am I kidding? It's a miracle our senioritis got us this far. But what sets us apart from all the rest? Our success is driven by community. Everyone graduating in the College of Public Affairs and Community Service has a desire to make our communities the best they can be. Warren Buffett once said, "Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago." Success is not measured by the works of simply one individual. It is a compilation of successes from past years and individuals all over striving to make today and tomorrow better for our communities. Today, we are able to achieve because of the time, energy, and knowledge instilled in us through life, education, and the beliefs that we can make a difference in our communities. UNO has provided us with a nationally recognized education and the example to our faculty and staff of how to apply our knowledge and skills for the benefits of our community. So now we have all the stepping stones paving our way to success. We just need to lay them in the path that best suits us. Our strengths lie in our uniqueness, and our differences make our communities a better place. As Mother Teresa said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." Today, it is time for us to cast our stones so others can build off our waves. Graduates, be proud of your accomplishments thus far and continue to strive for a better community. Congratulations, you have all earned it.
Thank you, Madison. Our second student speaker, is Beth Malene, Bachelor of General Studies.
Thank you, Carl. And I would like to acknowledge Chancellor Christensen, other faculty, honored guests, family, and friends, and of course, our fellow graduates. First, let me say congratulations to us all. At this single moment in time, this one moment, we are witnessing a culmination of so many hopes and dreams. So much hard work, so much effort has gone into us being here today. So for one moment, think about how special you are. Take a deep breath, put a smile on your face, and say, "I did it." As probably the most senior in this group of graduates today, I feel particularly proud to be standing in front of all of you to share a few words about our collective college experience. The great thing about graduating from a college like Public Affairs and Community Service is that this is already a pretty non-traditional group of students. We are a diverse mix of students from all walks of life. When I started working at UNO in 2009, the furthest thing from my mind was going back to college. When I started my degree in 1970-something, I was going to school to become a nurse because women became nurses or teachers or secretaries. My real goal was to get my MRS degree. I did that. I had 2 kids. I had 5 grandchildren. Check that off the list of things to do. Now, at the point in life where most of our parents retired to Arizona to fish and golf and just sit in the sun, a lot of us are facing the challenge of what to do in the next 15 to 20 years of our lives. As encore learners, we're walking into a whole new world. Working for a degree through the Community Affairs and Public Affairs and Community Service, I mess this up every time. Public Affairs and Community Service College has allowed us the opportunity to participate in the Omaha community so that we are not only learning from our teachers, but learning from the people around us in the community. And we're interacting in a very real way. When I first started taking classes, my advisor said, "Take something you like." So I did. Pretty soon I was hooked. So my advisor said, "You need to go meet with someone and decide what you should do." So I did. I met with Becky Pasco, who is in charge of the library program. She is also known fondly as the library goddess. Dr. Pasco took so much time with me and helped me to see the things that I had worked for all these years in my real job quickly with becoming a librarian. Honestly, I was going after the degree because it was mostly online. When you're working full-time, you're going to school, and you have a house and a family to take care of, where do you find the extra moments? But Dr. Casco got me moved in, and I found my passion, my challenge, and my future. Like many of you, I did an internship. I started in a very small community library in Fremont, which was great. And then I went to the Omaha Correctional Center and did a little time in prison, which was so interesting for me. I got to work in the library and interact with prisoners, about 675 of them. And it gave me a real chance to see how the world works and how I can share some of myself with those around me, how I can make a difference before my time is gone. I'm pretty excited to be here today. CPACS, this school takes its mission so seriously. It is all about community, building a community for all of us here at UNO, building a community for us as we leave and move into our own lives. Look at how the campus has grown just in the last 4 years. We just opened a brand new community engagement center in the last few weeks. We're growing by leaps and bounds. But as we leave our UNO community and move into the next phase of our lives, take with you the support of this university and know that your future endeavors are backed by the best resources. The teachers that helped us would be so happy to see us succeed and will be there for us all the way around. So take a look around you, thank all the people that you love today, people that helped you to do the right thing. Mostly, take a moment to recognize what a great job you did. You're really special, and you did it. So pat yourself a little bit on the back. Congratulations.
The success we celebrate today has many causes, but there is no doubt that each student's success is due in large measure to the skill and the dedication of our outstanding faculty and staff. Members of the faculty and staff, will you please stand to accept the thanks of our graduates, their families, and friends, and all of us who are extremely grateful for all you do and proud of what you achieved. I would also like to express my thanks to members of the faculty who are retiring this year. Professors Jane Woody, Claudette Lee, Russell Smith, and Dale Crane. Please rise and accept our gratitude for all that you have done for our students in your career. Now it is the time you've been waiting for, the presentations of the graduates. At this time, Dr. Devin Smith-Howell, Dean of Graduate Studies, will present the degree recipients from the Graduate College.
It's my pleasure to present to you the degree recipients from the Graduate College. As we introduce the graduates, we ask that you remain in your seats for the full time it takes to individually recognize each graduating student. It is customary for presenting graduates to applaud only at certain times so that all names may be heard. Therefore, we request that you hold your applause until after each group of recipients has been recognized. Janelle Johnson from KDNO Radio will announce the names of the graduates. Degrees were conferred last evening at the University Commencement Ceremony. Will all graduates please rise? If you have not already done so, I invite you to move your tassel from right to left to signify the completion of your degree. First, we are proud to present those recipients of the doctoral degree. These students were presented with their diploma and doctoral wood last evening at the university commencement ceremony. At this time, we ask that each graduate rise as their name is called. Please hold your applause until all have been called. We are proud to present to you the recipients of the master's degree. The three recipients will be presented by representatives of their respective departments.
Will recipients of the degree Master of Arts in Social Gerontology please rise? Dean Smith, these graduates have completed all the requirements for the Master of Arts in Social Gerontology. The faculty of the department takes great pleasure in presenting them to you.
David Beyonce. Marietta Sewell. Crystal Kilhoffer.
The Master of Science and Master of Arts in Criminology and Criminal Justice, please rise. Dean Smith, these graduates have completed all the requirements for the master's degree in Criminology and Criminal Justice. The faculty of the school takes great pleasure in presenting them to you.
Jamie Lynn Thompson. Johanna Peterson. Eric Meyer. Christina Thompson. Elizabeth Sykes. Quinn Tavish Gill.
Recipients of the degree of Master of Science in Urban Studies, please rise. Dean Smith, these graduates have all of the requirements for the Master of Science in Urban Studies. The faculty of the school takes great pleasure in presenting them to you.
Court Barber. Sylvia Morshea. Will the candidates for the degree Masters in Public Administration please rise? Dean Smith Howell, these graduates have completed all the requirements for the Masters in Public Administration. Faculty of the school takes great pleasure in presenting them to you. Laura Allman. Jane Slava. Jeremiah Nordquist. Joseph Rotterdam. Justin Morales. Joshua Leffler. Sherjan Amadze. Kelly Robert McManus. John Tangesdal. Rachel Williams. Margaret Yancey. Alexandra Anderson Stoll. Megan Nelson. Aaron Moran. Dale Burrett. Joshua A. Hanshaw.
The recipients of the degree Masters in Social Work, please rise. Dean Smith now, these graduates have completed all the requirements for the degree Masters of Social Work. The faculty of the school takes great pleasure in presenting them to you.
Alyssa Bay. Michelle Mullen. Emily Dahl. Brittany Wadrick. Amanda Lichtenberg. Jill Valerius. Sarah Weatherly. Tianette Tellis. Gabrielle Danner. Erica Jacobson. Pauline Hunichika. Glenda McKenna. Emilio Eltarara. Anna Bond. Jennifer T. Lane. Alicia Weber. Shanna Wright. Marvin Holford. Laura Sanchez. Eric Dan Pugh. Andrea Dagner. Emily Wynn. Brittany Lloyd. Esther Akampa.
Now we are pleased to present to you the recipients of the bachelor's degree. Before proceeding, I ask you to note that the students graduating with honors are so indicated in your commencement program. In addition, all baccalaureate degree recipients will receive a custom designed medal for our college. Baccalaureate recipients will be presented by the representatives of their respective departments.
Will the recipient of the degree Bachelor of Science in Emergency Management please rise? Dean Gardo, this graduate has completed all the requirements for the Bachelor of Science in Emergency Management. The faculty of the School of Public Administration takes great pleasure in presenting her to you.
Katie Rath. Daniel Lawrence.
for recipients for the degree Bachelor of Science in Aviation. Dean Bartle, these graduates have completed all the requirements for the Bachelor of Science in Aviation. The faculty of the Institute take great pleasure in presenting them to you.
Daniel Lawrence. Kyle Martinez.
That's Kyle Martinez, y'all.
Jeremy Rucker. Zachary Lundeen. Travis Hutter. Alex Tatum. Matthew Hunt. Craig Murphy. Gregory Smith. Adam Liston.
Will the recipients of the Bachelor of Science in Social Work please rise? Dean Bartle, these graduates have completed the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science in Social Work. The faculty of the Grace Abbott School of Social Work are pleased to present them to you.
Samantha Christensen. Kaylin Oler. Brittany Livingston. Brianna Renninger. Kayla Ryaski. Danielle Haas. Wendy Beckman. Lacey J. Tagus. Catherine Hicks. Mickey Alder. Paige Sire. Tori Barnes. Alyssa Davis. Jamie Strickland. Jonathan Keetle. Elizabeth Ajongo.
Will the candidate for the degree Bachelor of Science in Criminology and Criminal Justice please rise? Completed all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science in Criminology and Criminal Justice. I take great pleasure in presenting them to you on behalf of the faculty and the school.
Kaylee Partridge. Lana Becky. Janessa Andriaccio. Heather Ewer. Dan Miller. Timothy Sabi. Esteban Conforte. Callie Tomatich. Cody Baxter. Emma Northrup. Catherine Zerby. Tania Lara. Hannah Carroll.
Woohoo, Hannah!
Olivia Bobbles. Jared Garcia. Danielle McAdams. DeAndre Lopez. Barbara Flores. Brooke Rustin. Brent Lovett. Bryant Alcorn. David Sarust. Jamie Longoria. Raquel Henderson. Devon Johnson. Nermeen Demirovic. Dylan Abair. Jason Schuchshiner. Andrew Horak. Daniel James Wynn. Cameron Nattercall. Marley Kerrigan. Courtney Orbeck. Quinn Eaton. Joycelyn Morakin. Sarah Geringer. Katie Tim. Ebony Danner. Catherine Gerard. Madison Guthrie. Sydney Schmidt. Justine Bragg. Megan Pollock. Nicole Jones. April Barajas. Nisha Mitchell. Chelsea Marskell. Elizabeth McCain. Ebony Eppinger. Jessica Ann Massey. Rashonda Austin. Dominique Austin. Patrick Overby. William Randall. Christopher Beck. Abby Pedraza. Lexi Martin. John Recker. Brian Hamilton. Stacy Marco. Genevieve has married. Elizabeth Ann Gilway. Sandy Harvey. Tracy Shalansky. Trevor Switzer. Ashley Belmutis Grace. Max Albright. Jen Lawson. Adam Brightfritz. Mara Winter. Beth Ann Molina. Gianna Mertz. LaWanda Rochelle Moore. Matthew Straub. Penny Wyrock. Amber Hall. Yasmin Yasir. Christina Hooper. Easton Yates. Camila Bradford. Aaron Butts. Brian Duncan. Jared Tishammer. David Bourne. Tyler Dove. Andrew Vogt. Whitney Conley. Anita Mackey London. Thomas Torres. John Morgan Hardin. Maurice Martin. Jeffrey Collins. Brianna Tyner. Brianna Smith. James Mateo. Brandy Grant. Nadia Moore. Erica Latrice House. Allison Smith. Travis Martin. Brian Carlos. Jack Saxton. Chelsea Meyer. Brittany Deb. Kia Weber. Caitlin Cates. Daniel Amaya. Nick Hill. Gisela Dreyke. Corey Honeycutt. Anna Bird. Marquita Govan. Crystal Potabon. Catherine Brand. Andrew Larson. Laura Bolivares. Michael Romero. Kelly Smith. Linda Ann Keaton Washington. Catherine Melissa Campbell. Anthony Yarbrough. Yvonne Wallace. Justin Nimmo. Alan John Ellerby. Michael Seifert. Michelle T. Emily Salsley. Christy Beth Llewellyn. Lynette Michelle Jackson. Carisha Green. Mary Lou Payne. Latasha Jones. April Patterson. Daniel Thompson. Devin Ramirez. Brandon O'Mara. Teddy Teemer. Josiah Tong Akol. Ashley Wilson. Mackenzie Johnson. Stephanie Rose. Hunter Thompson. Zane Johnson. Nicholas Powell. Brian Goldcroft. Todd Longdecker. Zachary Edwards. Kayla Manassi. Sierra Spears. Courtney Camber. Stacy Mahaffey.
Graduates, you are now alumni. To welcome you to this august group, the distinguished representative of the alumni of our college has been selected to give you a charge as you move into this next phase of life. I'm pleased to present to you David Landis, who received his master's degree in public administration and served the state of Nebraska as a state senator for 28 years, the fourth longest serving senator in the history of the state, and he passed 391 bills, more than any senator in the history of the state of Nebraska. David, thank you for coming today.
In 1970, I was 22 and I got elected to a political office. Next month, I turned 66, and but for 1 year, I've been an elected official for 43 years. The last 7, I've also been the Urban Development Director for the City of Lincoln. And I have seen many people in public affairs and many community servants, and many of them are heroes. One of the heroes is Chet Lofton. Nobody here remembers Chet. He was on the State Racing Commission in the 50s. He told the governor that there was horse doping going on and he was going to get to the bottom of it. He went out to the county meets, didn't find anything wrong. One day he was at the state fair. Just before race time, he saw a trainer take out of his pocket a big pill about that size and give it to the horse. Chet, who was in his 60s, clambered over the paddock fence, accosted the trainer and said, "I saw that. Now, what are you doing?" And the trainer, taken by surprise, says, Chet, the horse has a cold. That's a B12, that's a vitamin pill. My horse, nothing wrong with it. If you don't believe me, look, I'll take one myself. And he gulped down the big horse. Chet stared at the trainer stared at Chet. About a minute passed by. Trainer said, Chet, if you don't believe me, you take one. Handed over a big pill. Chet looked at it, gulped it down. They stared at each other. Chet was satisfied. He turned and walked away, but he wasn't out of earshot when he heard the trainer talking to the jockey. And the trainer said, when the gate opens, you get that horse to the outside and you let that horse run. That horse is going to win today. There's only two things that can outrun that horse, and that's me and Chet Lockwood. That is a public service. I gotta say, most of the people I know in public service don't get rich like Bill Gates, they don't get famous like Kim Kardashian, but they do get to do interesting work. And after family and friends and a relationship with something more important than ourselves, whether that is God or mother or something, interesting work is one of the great benefits and joys of life. And if you want the litmus test for what constitutes interesting work, ask yourself this. What are the questions that I will be immersed in if I undertake this job? Because interesting questions produce interesting answers, and that makes for interesting work. When I graduated from law school, and I was a practicing attorney, I got to ask the question, what is the law? Were my clients inside the law or outside the law? And how could I debate the edge of that question? But when I got elected to the legislature, I got to ask the question, what should the law be? It could be anything we made it. And so instead of just law, it was sociology and psychology and ethics and economics and agriculture. It was the range of human endeavor. Because this is where we ask ourselves, when is an act so venal that we have to limit somebody's liberty by putting them in jail? When do we reach into a pocket and take money out so we can pay for somebody else's needs, not theirs? How much do we owe our children? What do we owe our grandchildren? How far do we push the private sector so that we can protect the environment? And most of all, when should government leave you alone? Those are great, exciting questions. Now, as the Urban Development Director, I get to ask, what makes a strong neighborhood? What's a vibrant downtown? How can we incentivize smart growth? The work we do in community service, the work we do in public affairs is interesting work. And here's a piece of advice. It's contained inside of a story about a wise king. Perhaps an even wiser queen. The king was King Solomon of ancient Judea. His palace was in Jerusalem, and it was a domed ceiling with 70 golden chairs for his court. It was pomp and circumstance and powerful, and it was meant to intimidate those who came there. And it usually did, but it didn't intimidate the richest woman in the world, the Queen of Sheba from Africa. She came with the wealth of her country. She clapped her hands, and as gifts to Solomon, out came tall, elegant Fulani women with the birds and multicolors from Africa. Out came the animals of Africa, chained and fearsome. She clapped her hands, and out came jungle drums, and the dancers would whirl and spin and then open their fist, and out would come a handful of rubies and emeralds and diamonds until there was a mound of them in front of Solomon. They wrapped them up and put them at his feet. And then she clapped her hands and said, I have for you one more gift, King Solomon. This time when she clapped her hands, out came 2 pedestals, and on each was a vase, and in each vase was a flower, and on the flower were dewdrops. And she said, Solomon, you are known throughout the world as the wisest of kings. Come and look at these flowers, for one of them was made by my craftsman, and one of them is real. I invite you to take a look at both of them and see if you can tell the difference. Says Solomon. Now I understand. This is a test. This is a test of me, of my intelligence, of my discernment, of my wisdom. She, in front of my entire court, is putting me on the spot. I cannot be wrong. He walks down from his throne, his high place, and he examines the flowers, and they are identical. The veins of the flowers, the hue of the color, the quality of the dewdrops, he cannot tell the difference, and he stares. Then suddenly he spins, he orders a guard to open some windows, and he gets back up on his throne, and he sits down, and he waits. And the entire court becomes quiet as they stare at Solomon. And in the absolute silence, he hears it. High up, in the dome, circling, a sound that spins round and round, getting lower and lower. A guard reaches out to strike at the sound, and Solomon orders him to leave it alone. And the buzzing comes lower and lower until the bee lands on the flower. And with that, Solomon points to the real flower. And the Queen of Sheba says, King Solomon, truly you are the greatest and wisest of kings. For even in this place of majesty and this place of awe, you can hear the smallest of voices. The institutions that we will work for will have no difficulty in hearing the powerful. The powerful have no difficulty with their money, their prestige, and their status of getting their point across. It is those of us who would have a community service and public affairs who need to listen to the smallest of voices. And when we do, we will do our important work in a way that we can take pride. The pride of a bricklayer that comes to us from the writings of Christopher Wren. Christopher Wren was an English architect. He made 50 cathedrals in London, and the most famous was St. Paul's. He went to the work site one day. He wasn't known by the workers. He could wander aimlessly and anonymously. He asked a worker by a brick wall what he was doing. The man was taking a break and was sweating. He looked at the wall. It was about waist high, and he said, I'm laying brick, and it is hard work. He walked to another workman. His wall was about the shoulder height. He was not taking a break. He was working. And Christopher Wren, the great architect, said, and you, what are you doing? And the man said, I am earning the bread to feed my beloved wife and my children. It is hard work, but it is worth it. He went a little further, and there was a wall above his head, and a man beaming and whistling under his breath, and working at a brisk pace on the wall. And Christopher Wren said, you, sir, what are you doing atop this highest of all the walls, working at this pace? The workman stood up, looked at Christopher Wren, threw out his arms and grinned and said, me, what am I doing? I'm building a cathedral. Cathedrals come in all sizes and shapes. A city park can be a cathedral. A program that cares for the aged can be a cathedral. Law enforcement that produces safe streets is a cathedral. Schools, programs for the needy, for the underprivileged, public transportation, all can be cathedrals of the human spirit. And it is the work that you are about to do. This is a wonderful day for you, but I would like to suggest that the day I would most like to see is a year from now. I think it's a day that every one of this days would like to see. Every one of your family members, every member of your family and the loved ones here. And that's the day when they look at you and they see you standing with your college degree in one hand and your job contract in another, and enthusiasm in your heart, and a grin on your face, and you are saying, me? What am I doing? Why, I'm building a cathedral. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rachel. We thank you for joining us today in this celebration and invite you and your family to join us for our reception in the CPAC building. You may use any of the entrances into the building. Each unit within our college will have an open house reception for you and your guests. The audience should remain seated until the completion of the reception. Thank you for coming. We are adjourned.
اوكي اسمي اليزابيث بنجامين اجونغا اتخرجت من كليه بتاعت Public Affairs and Community Service. عندي رسالة لكل ساوث سودانيس جنوبين بالأخص النسوان. الكولج ما حاجة سهلة، جامعة ما حاجة سهلة. أنا يعني قضيت ليالي وتعب وحاجات كتير، حتى في المناسبات ما قاعد أسهر عشان حاجات كتيرة projects, research, assignments، لكن ما في حاجة صعب. كل شيء يعني سهل. أنت لو عندك وعد وإصرار ومثابرة تقدر تعمل حاجات كتيرة. أنا الليلة اتخرجت وما صدقت، أنا كنت بقول أنا I will drop it but يعني مع مساعدة من ربنا ومن الأسرة بتاعتي ومن الناس حولي أنا قدرت. تاني ده مسج مش بس للنساء السودانيات، حتى رجالنا الجنوبيين كتير قاعدين وشطار، إحنا شطار بس بنشوف الكلام ده صعب. فأنا بشجع أي زول إنه يحاول. إحنا هنا بنعمل سبورت حتى بس ايموشنالي، بنعمل سبورت للناس. فده رسالتي بالعربي. رسالتي بتاندينكا ويغاتشو موتو بنا يانا تشالا اجونغو انجلو تخرج كل بكالوريوس في social work college كان لتنيجول public affairs and community service اكيلون بوليكان طبعا كجاي الوشا جوبن especially ديار كان جنوبين عشوتار لو كبيغلوين كتلوي كي ودين وانا نان كدت لو وين بين كاي وور بعد كون يعني الازمه وهتعدي اكيك ما كان سهل نين ميت كوين نان لوي كوين نان community involvement اك بولين but again we got alwisha jaw we grol kan junubin bag di alwisha jaw dia loy karol sha jaw ko yente o mit ko lwisha jaw tanaya temin mun tin ja kol kan ko wate ci mit ke ben big tahrij big team ci impact ci loyten ke ka pay they been talking about their graduation for years to come. So wache ko pole je ko tinge ka tinyot bare che ko pole darin namul munasaba daktar fi takharij fi mit qalut kharajo di aktar mimma namul munasabat fi hajat basita كان وني كوكيك فدرسات لكم وشكرا جزيلا ولسه مواصلين كنا تشكن لايتو يا لغميت كان جيبو كوي كون لا كاد بندوم لو سو اندي جول تاني لماجستير يمكن في 1 year تاني مع الماجستير ديلوي منو بدكتوراه ديلوي and I'm still moving. So thank you and thank you to the cameraman Mr. Bach.
I want to say my gratitude to all the community members, all my colleagues, family, and everyone who has supported me in this work. It was hard, but because of your support, I am here today celebrating, not because of my own accomplishment, but because of what you have done. And I am here to tell you that working together, we can achieve a lot. And I also want to encourage all our youth and all the people who are here. Education is not just for young people, education is for everyone. And all of us can do in our own capacity something that will help our community. I am very thankful to the University of Nebraska because of their accomplishment in ourselves. They have worked with us, especially last year when I had 2 car accidents. The instructors have worked with me to accommodate my needs. In the community, there are people who are encouraging me, telling me, go ahead, you can do it. Those words were not in vain. They were the words that encouraged me. Lack of sleep and work and family. It was hard work, but because of you, it is today what you can see. I am here also to remind all the people who are far away from here that in this country there are opportunities, but sometimes opportunities don't come easily because of work and school. Both cannot go together. But because of dedication, the hard work and perseverance is what accomplishes more. So for us sometimes it looks like negligent or neglecting your needs. Our people who are back home in southern Sudan or in other countries, Uganda, Kenya, and other places. Sometimes when you call your brother, your sister for assistance, sometimes you find them busy working and going to school. And that is not easy. It is hard work. But today we just want to tell you that this is the life we're living. We want also to work along with our American friends. You have seen in the video, not only men who were graduated, people who are disabled, some people were in wheelchairs, people who could not do it on their own. Women were even more than men, you have seen. So I want to say to our youth and our girls that be encouraged. Be encouraged, don't get discouraged when something happens, whether you are in middle school, in high school, try your best. Yan, emiad po ena wij balwel. Tinu we kaj kwa. Wakaj rer America ten kujala Omaha bezat. Awij balagwe gala na chupo miad pe. E kuan chak loy. Tinu yen kutinu kaj kok. Kek chiki chidiken leo yakol. Achan buran lui karaj jama achi pol. Ku kuan dun ke chak luel tin ran. Iwega yok lo twing. Timerir cha rir pin war. Ka chi lui ades. Kuna chin kuan dun tin ko ya dad po. Bi luel lo twing. Lo twing kabine leo. Da kai leo yakol. Kenan mit po. Wega lech. Ko ya yug ni ale jabu kuan. Ku buka juj kok buke ke loy. Community da wij kuan ko wij manage. Chimen ka juj ka lego gona juj pe. Ku jal bo jal ten. Che jal biran jal ke chada. Dale ci cara yogrot elwoy ken anyar ba kuan dun kuan jak yego bo ke pana bun bo ko loy bran cara yog yakol ba ngodi chuat ka twen ba ko kuan gud kol bo run ma loy ya community dai o gala twen ku loy ina bo kon ba iten ko ina bo kon panda fan junu Sudan ko we ga challenge ni ale jabrer ke we thank Yeah.
No, she said she wants to fight.
Yeah, we not eat it all. Yeah, we will. We will.
We're gonna put it in the fridge.
But that is what I'm going to be saying.